Hi friends! Thank you for joining me on this Get Ready With Me. I'm so excited to be finally doing this video. I just couldn't wait to get my little hands on all of my goodies. I recently did a CVS haul, so a lot of the makeup I'll be using in this video is from that haul. I also did a lot of shopping at Ulta and Sephora because we just recently got out of the VIB sale from Sephora, and not too long before that we had the 21 days of beauty at Ulta. But of course I didn't stop there, and I didn't only shop on those days. So be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, that way you won't miss any of these hauls upcoming. So be sure to look out for those, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now that I'm all moisturized, I'm going to go in with some primer. I picked up this Wet n Wild in my previous CVS haul. Okay, so I'm going to go with a little bit of the Wet n Wild primer. It has kind of a lotion consistency. It doesn't really sink in right away. It kind of lays on the skin, but it's super soft to the touch, which I like. So that's really nice. Then I'm just going to top that off with a little bit of the primer water. Now I'm going to go in with the NYX Dark Circle Corrector. I also picked this up in my previous CVS haul. This is the orange pigment, but it's very light. It's more of a peachy kind of orange shade. So if you need light correcting, this is a good option for you. It feels a little thick in the pot, but it blends out really nicely. So I went ahead and picked up this Wet n Wild concealer. This is the color light medium beige. So typically I do some Shape Tape to correct the hyperpigmentation I have on my cheeks. So I'm going to try this one instead, and let's see how that works out. So I just do a little bit here, and the same thing on the other side because I want to make sure it's even. So in just applying it, it feels pretty light. I thought it was a little bit more full coverage, but we're gonna work with it and we'll blend it all in. On my previous CVS haul, I picked up the Dream Mousse in Sandy Beige and also the Wet n Wild Golden Beige, and both of these are not my color. I have just an odd kind of color. Typically I have to mix shades all the time, no surprise, same deal. So that's the 3 spatulas worth of the foundation. I'm just gonna do 2 pumps of the Maybelline. I'm gonna swirl it together. Swirly, 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 swirly. And throw it on. Typically I don't wear full foundation either, so this one is interesting. But it looks really nice actually. Typically I see much more of my freckles in here, but it's very light. So I just try to sheer it out, at least on these high points, because that's where most of my freckles are. And I like my freckles. I think they're cute. So after that Wet n Wild, I'm going to top it off a little bit with this Fair Light Match Perfection. I tried it out the other day and it is super light for me, but I purchased it with the intention of using it as a highlighter. So I think that will work perfectly. And actually this concealer from Wet n Wild, it's pretty good. The color is a little lighter than I expected it to be. But the next color, the tawny color, seems really dark. Well, in the tube, so maybe I'll go back and try that one. Now I'm gonna bring out an oldie but a goodie, the Makeup Forever HD Loose Setting Powder. Nobody talks about this anymore. Nobody really uses it, and I'll tell you why. Because the flashback is insane. I'm kind of one of those people that feel like I need to try things for myself just to see how it wears, how it feels. I mean, it's great to have other people's opinions and see the color swatches and all those kinds of things, but in the end, I need to try it for myself. It's something I really like. So this powder was the first high-end powder I ever purchased, and I was just floored by it because it feels so smooth. And it's anyway, so one day I used this powder, kind of recent, because I just felt like, you know, I never use it. I always use my Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I love, and I use that all the time. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna bring out that Makeup Forever powder and I'm gonna use it. And we were gonna do like a daytime lunch thing, and I figured, okay, well, we're gonna have some drinks, have some lunch with some friends, and then we'll be home by like 7 o'clock. Did that happen? No. We went out again afterwards, and one thing led to another. Next thing I know, my friend Eva is taking pictures, and I see myself, and the flashback is real. Like, it was so white under my eyes, and I feel like I didn't use a whole lot of powder, but it doesn't matter. I mean, flashback is real. The flashback is real. Okay, so I think the face is good to go. Like I said, it looks really nice. It feels good, even though it's a full coverage. It's not like cakey. So I'm trying on a lot of new makeup that I recently purchased, and one of the things I got in the VIB sale was this baby right here, the Cheek Parade. Isn't it so cute? It's super cute. I really like it. So in this palette, you get the original Hoola, the Hoola Light. You get Dandelion, California, and the Rockateur, and their signature kabuki style stiff brush. I really love these brushes. I think they're great. I love my other one from Hoola. I use it all the time. I see a lot of people don't really use it, but I think it's like perfect to get right in that cheekbone area, and it's stiff, but it has just enough give that it helps to diffuse that contour. So after I've gotten enough in that contour area, what I want to do is just flip it at a little bit of an angle and then brush that in a little bit more. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I just give myself like a little bitty smile. I don't go all, you know, I feel like that's not really even necessary for me anyway. So I just do a little bit. Okay, I check both sides. And it doesn't have to be like super precise and perfect, because I always go over and blend everything over again, and somehow it always looks nice and not like too much. Normally I would do like a little bit of a nose contour, and I would do the cheek area, the chin, the whole shebang, but this is not one of those like I'm going out all night and I need to look, you know. We're not doing that. This is just for today, easy breezy, easy peasy. So I'm just gonna feather it out a little bit more. I have this Studio Gear brush number 14. They used to sell these at Ulta when I first started going to Ulta. I got a couple of these brushes because they were in the clearance section. I was like, yeah, I want that, you know. So it's a really nice brush, and I use this was my for everything. I would do under the eye, contour, blush, a little bit of bronzing, whatever I needed. Like, this was my go-to brush for a long time. So now I'm gonna go in with the Dandelion blush. Let's get a little bit on here. Tap, tap, tap. It's so pretty. Oh my god. It's cute. It just gives you a pretty flush of color. It's not too much. Like, you don't feel like you're overdoing it. That can easily happen. I see a lot of girls out there with the blush is just like bam. But you know what? each their own. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with my loose and just kind of clean up my contour bronze combo. I like to use this one here on the sides of my face because I have a lot of texture. So I noticed that with that Bye Bye pores, it kind of helps. It doesn't help emphasize anything, it just kind of helps it blend together so it doesn't look so bumpy. Is that a good word? I don't know, but I just like the way it looks. It just looks really nice. The color is medium tan. This is the Mineralize SkinFinish from MAC. My face is not complete unless I put this on, and I like using a big fat brush like this one. This one's from Real Techniques, and what I do with this one is I literally just blend it all together and continue on to warm up the face, because I don't take bronzer all the way around, and the reason for that is because I have a small forehead. I know. My hairline is so close to my face. I don't know why. It just is. So I can't really do a whole lot of bronzing up here, and I wear my hair forward to the side, and so like it doesn't really make sense for me to bronze it up everywhere. But I just like to use the Mineralized SkinFinish because it just looks super natural, and it always just leaves my skin looking nice and pretty. Alright, I brought you in nice and tight so we can go over this little beauty right here. This is the NARSissit eyeshadow palette in Loaded, which I agree, this thing is loaded. The colors are gorgeous. So my camera died, so I figured, well, it's a good time for a break. I'm just going to freshen up a little bit. I'm going to throw on this Exaggerate liner from Rimmel. This was the Peachy Beachy that I had picked up during that CVS haul. It's very bright, which I like, and super smooth. And I like to just put it on the entire lip. And now just to go over the top with some Peach Crisp. I love these Butterglosses. They're so good. I love them. So that's it. This is the final look. Thank you for getting ready with me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, friends.